What's up, good people out there? How y'all doing today? It's your boy, DallyBoy, coming back at you for a minute. I wanted to holler at y'all just for a second. Hope everybody having a good one. So, I just want to touch on another topic for the black man right quick. Give me your attention for a minute, black man. I'm going to touch on, expound on something out of my book, Get Up, Get Out, and Get Some, a message to the incarcerated black man. So I want to expound on, like in one part of my book, I talk about how it's important for the black man to rewrite the narrative and repaint the picture that has been given to us by society. So what I mean by that, it's our job, it's our duty to stand up and rewrite it, because for the most part, we just black men, we just going through this thing. Like for the most part, the majority of us, we just floating through this thing with the narrative that's already been written for us. We either think it was written by God, or we either think for some other type of reason that this just our struggle. We supposed to be going through this struggle. So we just accept it and roll with it. We look out, we see our partners getting shot, getting killed, going to prison on a regular. We see this every day, and we think this just like normal. This is something that's supposed to be happening. But this is abnormal. This is absolutely not something that should be happening. It should be taking place. So we have to find a way to regroup and rewrite that narrative. Like, what's wrong with us writing the narrative where we strong leaders and we strong businessmen? You see what I'm saying? Attorneys, doctors, surgeons, leading real estate agencies, and just corporate dudes, for real. Not no corporate thugs, and that ain't no knock to nobody. But I'm talking about real, live, real, genuine, just being men, being competitive, getting up every morning to compete in the business force, getting up to compete with other nationalities for what's going on, because that's what it's about. Like, people don't own and control all of the resources just because those resources and land happen to just fall in their lap. They own and control all of these resources because they are in competition with everybody else. They understand that this is a competitive world. Like, this world is full of jewels. But the jewels don't just fall to us and don't just fall in our lap. We have to go out and take strides and take steps in getting them. Now, we don't have to rape, kill, torture, and take over another people to get that stuff. We don't have to do that. We don't have to be evil like that. You know what I'm saying? But we still can stand up and be competitive, be strong, be fearless. Of course, be fearless. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that. You know what I'm saying? We got to erase that fear that they have installed in us. You know what I'm saying? That fear that most of society can't see. They just see black men being weak, or being crazy, or being ignorant, or being violent. You know what I'm saying? That's what they look at, and that's what they see. But all of us are not about that, and that's not all that our narrative is. So we have to reshape it and refocus it. And one part starts with getting up and really actually waking up consciously and realizing, like studying our history and realizing we came from some great people, man. Our people were rulers and kings and queens, and they even wrote them down in the Bible as pharaohs, you know what I'm saying, and other religious strips and biblical writings, you know what I'm saying, they refer to them as pharaohs. You know, a pharaoh, that's a house of power, man. You might think that's a man, but when you really break down and learn these things, man, like Africa, like our homeland, man, our motherland is full of riches, and we're not even taking advantage of it. We've been turned against our own home. We've been turned against our own mother by some people who enslaved us, took us from our mother, enslaved us, turned us against our mother, made it seem like our mother is the problem, although our motherland may have played a role in it. You see what I'm saying? They try to make it like our mother is the problem. No, we got to go back to our mother, and if we're going to forgive anybody, we don't have to forgive the ones who did it to us and put us through all the cruelty, and who to the day hold on to these same principles that keep us at the bottom. Come on, man, let's use our heads for a change. Black man, let's rewrite this narrative, man. If we're going to forgive anybody, let's forgive our mother. You see what I'm saying? Let's forgive the one who birthed us, where we come from. We have to understand that, and it's okay if you want to say you not African, you Hebrew, Israelite, or you this or you that. That's cool. I have no problem with that. But I guarantee you, the farther you go back, you're going to end up in Africa. I don't care how far you go back. If you go back all the way to the beginning, you're going to end up in Africa. So it's on you who you want to be. But I'm telling you as the truth, we are Africans. We have a motherland. We have a land full of resources and full of power that's not being controlled by us. You see what I'm saying? The Africans have been left out and stepped on just like us over here, the African Americans. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is find a way to bridge that gap with our mother. Our mother has power that we can't get here. Our mother has resources that we can't get here. We can sit here and fight, and all we want, all we doing is begging the white man to ease up the pressure on us. And the white man ain't gonna do that. And why should the white man do that? We men, we should get up and ride and make them ease up the pressure up off us. That's what we don't understand. But I'm not even finna go there. What I'm trying to say is we have to rewrite that narrative. Our kids looking at us hanging out in front of the game rooms, hanging out in front of the liquor store, back and forth in prison, fighting and going through shootouts. And that's all they emulating. That's it. They emulating the same things. And then we get to a certain point in our life and we feel like, oh, them kids, wow, they out of control. I ain't got no time for them. Come on, man. We once were wild, out of control, and the adults didn't have time for us, but somebody always took time out to try to reach us. And I was that one who always listened. It just took me a while to get there because we shaped and molded to become who we are in this country. Nothing. We are shaped and molded to become nothing in this country as black men. And I don't care. You can go and don't take my words for it. Do the research. I'm telling you what I done lived through and what I know hundreds of other guys that done lived through the exact same thing. And I'm not saying that it's only hundreds. I'm saying hundreds that I know. But it's millions who have lived through this whole thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, we have to wake up and we have to understand that it's on us to paint the narrative, man. We don't have to have our kids looking up the drug dealers. You see what I'm saying? Even if one of our homeboys still sell drugs, 40 years old, going on 50, and that's all he know, and that's all. We don't have to have our kids looking up to that, man. We can have our kids instruct our kids that, man, it's other things to do. It's other people to look up to. You can go off and become a dentist and have way more money than a dope man got, have way more power than a dope man got, and don't have to worry about losing it and going to jail because you sold to an undercover. Or somebody in your clique sold to undercover and decide that they ain't going down by themselves, they bringing you down too. Like, we can get away from all that. Let the crabs have that, man. It's time for the real men to stand up and become men, become competitive, and show that we can compete and we can outdo any of y'all when we put our mind to it, because this the original mind. Everybody burned from this mind. So we have to look at other countries like China. They operating and running their thing together. They send their kids here to get educated because whether you know it or not, the American way, the European way, that Western way is what controls the world because they have the strongest dollar around the world. They have the strongest power and the longest arm around the world. They have all the allies. So this is what controls and what runs it. So we have to look at it and see, we've been here. We have got this education and got these benefits that if we can take these back to our motherland and connect with the leaders of our motherland, oh, man, we'll be unstoppable, man. We will be unstoppable. But while we here, the simplest thing for us to do is change our attitude, change the way we look at things, change the way we view things and handle things and do things, and really change that narrative, man. We have to get up consciously, understand our position, stop. We can't, I'm not saying don't pray. I'm not saying don't believe. But what I'm saying is, if there's more to life than that, like life is not just based on religion and what's going on in belief or spiritual. Like, you have to deal with real life politics and legal issues and principles and just everyday life. Just whatever life may bring you, like, it has nothing to do with religion. We have to understand that. We try to make and think religion is everything when it's not. And this is not a knock on it. I'm just telling you, we have to wake up as men and change things and understand that, hey, man, we got to get up and do some things different. Are we going to keep waking up every day looking at a police just shot a black man, or somebody black was discriminated against because for whatever reason, and they can be poor or they can be rich, and they still complaining? And it's not happening because of their status. It's happening because of the skin color. That's what you have to understand. You never hear rich white people complaining about nothing. Unless they complaining that us poor complaining too much. That's it. They don't have to complain. But you hear rich black people, rich black men getting discriminated against, their house nigga getting sprayed on their house, all this stuff, man. So let's wake up and let's be wise. Come on, let's be intelligent black men. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's be IBMs. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. And if you want to be gangster, be gangster. But you could be the more, your gangster is really when you can, when feeding kids and waking kids up to the reality and setting them on a path to greatness. Not setting them on a path to the chain gang like us. Not setting them on a path that's going to take them to the state pen or the federal pen. Like, come on, man. Let's wake up, man. We got to do some things different. We have to rewrite that narrative. And if you have no problem with the narrative, you enjoy suffering, you enjoy your struggle, you enjoy living in this America and accepting exactly what it is, your role as used to be a second-class citizen, now you're a third-class citizen, about to be a fourth-class citizen. You got to understand this, man. We have to understand what's going on. We got to wake up and understand that we can't just sit around and keep thinking, letting these people just make all the decisions and make all the rules. And then even when we see black leaders step out there in that arena, we know they messing up. What we do, we sit around and complain instead of stepping up and becoming those leaders ourselves. We'll sit around and complain, but we steady let them go and do it. We steady let them pull all the plugs and pull all the extensions of life on what happens for us and our life. And then that same thing rolls down and trickles down to our kids. So we have to be smart. We have to wake up. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say to y'all right now, man. I ain't going to take up no more time. But black man, we got to get up and rewrite this narrative. We got to repaint this picture, man. We got to put this picture in a right perspective. Put it in its proper perspective so our kids can have more and have better. And some of y'all might not even care because y'all life been so hard. Y'all don't care if the kids' life hard. You may not have no kids and you don't care about somebody else's kids. But if that's you, then that's you. Stay out of our way, man. We trying to save lives and we trying to be around to as long as we can because this the only world we damn know. And that's real talk, man. And we tired of the world looking at us and shitting on us. And that's just how it is. And if you not, then you not. Just keep getting shit on. Keep getting shitted on. But for y'all who tired of it, it's on us to wake up and rewrite the narrative to make some changes, man. And if you're an incarcerated black man, it's a must because we are the ones who they look up to the most, man. So let's make some changes. Let's make some moves, man. I'm DallyBoy, the author. Alan Perry, get up, get out, and get something. The book, A Message to the Incarcerated Black Man. Look for it on Amazon or holler at me and look for it. But whatever you do, whether you get the book or you don't get the book, let's get up, let's get out, and let's get something that's black men, and let's rewrite the narrative and repaint the picture. Peace. One love.